Our unsub's name is Frank Abagnale Jr., age 17.
Is Frankie okay? He's in trouble?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to have to tell you, your son is forging checks.
Making a fake check requires several steps. First, carefully scrape off the numbers. Second, alter them with a ballpoint pen. Third, add a forged signature. But bank tellers could see right through this kind of check. Since he was just a kid, they didn't throw him in jail. Later, no matter how much he tried to play innocent, he couldn't even cash a $5 check. Walking down the street, he was captivated by a pilot who passed by. The pilot wore a sharp uniform and carried himself with confidence. Beautiful flight attendants surrounded him. Kids came up asking for autographs, and the bank manager personally attended to him. Frank suddenly had an idea. He pretended to be a newspaper reporter and gathered plenty of useful information. Using the excuse that he'd lost his uniform, he had a pilot's outfit custom made. Since he had no money, he planned to pay with a fake check. The tailor said he just needed an employee ID number and the company would handle reimbursement. He put on the uniform and walked back into the bank. The treatment was completely different. The fake check went through without a hitch. He checked into a luxury hotel, soaked airplane models in water, peeled off their logos, and stuck them onto fake checks. Then he pressed them flat with books. Just like that, his fake checks were complete. Airplane models filled the bathtub, and the checks kept multiplying. He began flying for free, even walking straight into cockpits as a supposed colleague. He flew 300,000 miles for free without anyone catching on. To make his checks more convincing, he bought a decommissioned printing press at an auction house. Eventually, the fake checks were discovered by police. Carl arrived at the hotel with his colleagues, surprised to find that Frank was staying there. He decided to make the arrest immediately. Entering the room, he saw no one. Carl shouted for whoever was in the bathroom to come out. Frank remained completely calm and even made up a fake identity. When Carl asked for ID, he handed over his wallet without hesitation. Just as Carl was about to examine it closely, Frank immediately diverted his attention and even checked Carl's credentials. Before Carl could react, Frank hurriedly packed up his printing press and headed for the door. Carl suddenly called out, asking him to return his wallet. Frank told him to hold on to it for a moment and walked away. Carl suddenly realized something was wrong. He opened the wallet and found there was no ID inside at all. He quickly looked out the window and saw Frank running away. Although they didn't catch him, they now had his face. On Christmas night, Carl was working overtime when he received a call from Frank. Using yearbook photos, Carl quickly identified Frank. He found Frank's mother and told her about the check forgery. To protect her son, the mother immediately offered to pay restitution.